So Danny Sprinkle is the new head coach at the University of Washington. And well, if you follow this channel, you're probably very well aware of that because you're a Huskies fan. And if you're following a Huskies on Tap channel, you're going to know that information. Now, here's the thing with Danny Sprinkle. He was on sports radio and he highlighted like one major change, and he had a lot of different points, but this one major change that's just going to get Husky fans excited right away about the new era of Huskies basketball. And that's because he said something that resonated with every single Washington Huskies basketball fan. And that's as simple as he said we were going to be playing man-to-man. And I don't know if that was a shot at Mike Hopkins or not, because I know that this Washington Huskies team was probably going to play man-to-man. Mike Hopkins and his zone defense were one of the only zone defenses left in America, especially now that there's so many teams that shoot threes as well as they do. So it's kind of like, come on, get with the times. Are you going to just play man-to-man zone defense all the time with a little bit of man-to-man rather than having man-to-man defense be your primary factor and then switching to a little bit of zone here and there to throw teams off? No, we did it the other way, and this was bad for many reasons. A lot of basketball players, especially young players going through the AAU system, are not playing zone. A lot of high school teams are not playing zone. And then all of a sudden we were playing zone and there was an adjustment period. And that's why it felt like despite having a team that was able to do things offensively, defensively, they were able to do nothing and get no stops. I think I saw a stat this year, earlier in the year, where the Huskies were like would have probably finished first in the Pac-12 when they gave up under 60 points a game, but they did it so rarely that it didn't really matter. And you saw it. We had the athletes against teams that made the tournament, like Washington State. We had the athletes against Gonzaga. We had the athletes against San Diego State. But we just didn't have the schemes with the head coach. So when you hear Danny Sprinkle say something like that, it resonates with fans. He also said we need to be playing fast. We're going to be a fast-paced team, a team that's going to be going up and down the court, a team that's going to have to get a lot of scoring, especially up in the Big Ten, where it's just going to be different basketball. That sounds like an exciting brand of basketball. He also talked about the now evolution of the NIL and how it's a changing landscape that players are going to have to, or coaches in the organizations or the institutions in this case, are going to have to embrace. So he's saying all the right trigger words, all the words you want to hear from as a Washington Husky basketball fan. So to me, hearing all this just gets me excited, saying, hey, maybe we did hire the right coach. And Danny Sprinkle is a guy I wanted us to hire from the moment I heard Mike Hopkins was going to be gone as head coach. Another thing he talked about was freshmen and how they are going to, nowadays players want to get playing time right away rather than, sit on the bench. They'll transfer. So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that. And I know I saw on Huskies Reddit that could Kentucky come and try to take Sprinkle off our hands now that Calipari's gone? I would highly, 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 highly doubt that, because come on, let's be frank here, right? Danny Sprinkle is a Washington Husky guy. His dad played at the Huskies. I think this is his dream job, and Kentucky's not going to come calling for a guy who coached at Montana State and Utah State. Let's be real, their fan base will not allow that. So in general, I think we have the right head coach for the future. We have the right head coach saying the right things right now. It's really fun to see that we have the right guy. And hopefully we usher in a good new era of Washington Huskies basketball. My name is George on Tap. This is Huskies on Tap, part of the Sports on Tap and Seattle on Tap network. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're looking for our Mariners content, you can find that at Mariners on Tap. If you're looking for our Seahawks content, at Seattle on Tap. And if you want to find my personal content, it's at George on Tap. And you'll see those all in the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.